Wowza, wowza, world.
All right, guys. Good evening, good evening. How are you today? And welcome to the Rouser World Live art stream. So glad to have you guys in the house today with me. For you that took time out of your day to come hang out with me, I certainly appreciate it. So, what are we going to be doing today? First, let me just say hello, the Hood Crazy. How are you? Oh, really? Oh, well, that's very humbling, and thank you very much. I appreciate you supporting the channel. The Hood Crazy, thank you so much for coming out today. How you doing today, Flame Rock? I'm not sure if Cherish and them are going to be here today, my moderators and stuff, but I'll try to hold it together the best way I can. So today, I got a real treat for you. Okay, I got a real treat for you, and it was something that I just kind of stumbled upon. As you can see here, a lot of times I've been spending a lot of time just drawing randomness, because the randomness kind of helps me to be able to draw my caricature pictures a little better. So these are like little small caricatures. But what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be talking more about how to place those features. Like, we're going to really sort this caricature thing out for you today. And I'm telling you what I saw when I was practicing. It was mind altering. Like, I was like, why was I making this hard my entire life, right? So this is what we're going to do. First, I'm going to explain it kind of to you. I'm going to show it to you with my pencil, and then we're going to go from there. Let me see how my pencil is showing up on here. Okay, so it shows up pretty good. And I'm going to bring my camera down just a bit here and rotate it up some and over and bring her into the screen a little bit more. All right, not too much. We're just going to bring it into the screen and just kind of mosey it on over here. I was trying to keep it out of the screen, but this camera doesn't what's the word I'm looking for? Zoom like I want it to. So I'm going to have to just adjust it as I go along. Okay. All right. So this is how it's going to work. I want you in your mind to picture with me you're in the military. You're a military sniper. Your job is to go out and take out targets from a long range. But these are not just any targets. All right? You got to shoot donuts. Okay? I don't want to shoot people, so we're going to shoot donuts. We're going to do no violence here, okay? So let me put a picture in your mind. So this is you're looking through this scope, right? And as you're looking through this scope, what you see is a guy staring right back at you, right? And it's his nose right there, is super pissed, right? Because he knows that you're trying to get his donuts. Okay? So that's the end of the story. There's a guy that's pissed at you, so you decide not to take the shot, which is a good thing, because now we're going to make fun of this guy, right? We're going to go down here somewhere and add his mouth, because he actually was talking to you, right? Right? He needed his mouth. And then he needed a little jawline. Right? And then he needed some ears, and he needed some hair, and maybe a little hairline here. Okay. Style his nose up a little bit. Give him a mustache. Give my guys a mustache, right? And of course, he needs to have he needs to have his donut, right? So that's his donut. Can't have any of his donut. It's got sprinkles. All right. So, did you enjoy that story? Did you enjoy the story? Okay, well, now we're going to take that story and we're going to show you. Hopefully this all stuck to your mind. I wonder, because I think a picture's worth 1,000 words versus me sitting here trying to tell you this is how you start a face. So, let's say I take a bunch of little circles, right? And no matter what I want to do, let's just put a crosshair anywhere in there. Okay? And then we look for where we want our guy to be. So don't think about it like you lining it up with these. Think about what you're seeing as a whole picture. So let's say we got some eyes here, right? Look at the eyes are in this corner. And then over here, okay, we might have eyes in this corner. Over here, we might have eyes down here at the bottom. Maybe we're not exactly zeroed in. It doesn't matter that we're not zeroed in on it. It just means that what are we looking at? We want to find what our nose is doing. And the cool thing about this, let's say this is just a nose. We can just do a little triangle to represent our nose. If the person has a big nose, then we can actually make it look like, just picture you're looking through a scope, right? You're on this side of the scope, and all of a sudden you're looking through with your little closed eye right there. Oh, crap, I broke it. Okay? And you see somebody's nose come out of that scope and hit you right in the eye, right? Well, that's the same thing you're going to think about right here. You're going to go like this. Come out of the scope, go back in the scope. He just pointed it out. Now look. So when I start drawing my face, I can create a cartoon out of that. And I can change the relationship of my head shape. Let's say this is the head shape and I want to go with something a little once again, I want to find my nose shape. What's it doing? Okay, for here, obviously, your face is going to be looking down. So he came out of the scope into the other side of the camera, and then we can see here. This will be like his right, and then we can come down here, come around, and we encompass that. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to show you, we're going to do some caricatures like this. We're going to show you how to zero in on the face, right? Zero in. All right. And then once you zero in, how do we build a face around that actual shape? So hopefully you guys are ready. Are you ready? I'm ready. Let's go ahead and dive in, okay? All right. Real quick, my name is Harry. Nice to meet you guys. If it's your first time here, welcome to the stream. I'm a professional caricature artist, so I draw for a living. So whether I'm teaching or I'm drawing live in an event, some kind of way I'm drawing something. I also do private parties. I do commission work. So if you ever want me to create something for you, big or small, caricature, portraits of your family or whatever, you can also send those to me through our website or through any one of our social media platforms. I'll go ahead and I'll take care of you, create that memory for you, and get it shipped out to you. Let me see. Other than that, guys, hey, this is awesome to sit up and teach you guys. Um, Obviously, I have to make a living too, so tips are appreciated. If you wish to tip, you can do so through the Cash App, which I do have a Cash App. I put that up here for you already. And then I also have the Super Chat here, which if you want to give me a super sticker, that would be super cool of you to do. Okay? All right, so let me see here. I am going to start the day off with a question. I see Flame Rock ask what you do when you feel burned out. When I feel burnout, I switch to something else. Um, if I'm, it's not good to draw every day. Okay, let me put that out there. It's not good to do anything every day. So it's not good to draw every day. Some days you need a rest because rest will give you perspective. It'll change your perspective of what you're doing. You'll get good ideas and stuff when you're not drawing. So my advice is if you feel some type of burnout, find some other positive way to focus your mental energy, whether that be through exercise or meditation or whatever, something else that you like to do, talking to a friend, taking a walk, whatever, watch a movie. And then and sometimes I'll do it for 2 days, 3 days, or whatever. Sometimes I'll take off a whole week from drawing. I won't draw for an entire week. If I can do that, but at least a couple of days I'll squeeze in, and when I come back, my perspective is a bit different. Also, if you get burnt out on drawing, it might be that you're drawing the same thing too much. This is why sometimes it's good for you to change around. Here you'll see I got a lot of different pictures, right? But you can see here that I've been practicing some other things, and I've got video footage of me doing this stuff because what I've done now is I've decided I want to really concentrate more on my designs of my pictures. So we're going to be going through some of the stuff that I have here. I usually reserve this for my classes. By the way, I do classes online. If caricature is something that you want to do for a living, then I can help you certainly with that. Okay, so with that being said, let's go ahead and we're going to pull up a picture, and then we're going to basically use what I did here to show you how I did that, and then we'll come back and we'll revisit our sketchbook. What do you say about that? We don't want too much distraction out here. Hopefully that answered your question for you, Flame Rock. All right, so let's pick a face that we like here. Let's something easy. Let's go with something easy so everybody can get some good practice in here. All right, let's look at you know what? Let's look at let's see here. This is a good picture here. Oh, well, no, it's not because I just changed it. All right, let me see here. No, that's Mike Tyson's face right there. All right, let me see what face I want. Something easy. I don't know. Let's try this face here. So I'm gonna pull it up here to the top of my screen, and we'll try this face here. Okay. So what I'm doing is I want to concentrate on this aspect of the face. So when you look through my crosshairs, I need to see this right here. So that's why we're gonna focus in right on that. So watch what I do here. I'm going to create my crosshair. Okay. And inside of here, I'm going to immediately figure out where do I want my nose at. So let's say I want my nose, and I'm going to do something real simple here. But let's say this is my nose. Okay, this is my crosshair, and this is what I'm seeing when I look through my scope. Right? This person looking at me like so, right? Okay. And then we'll put some little eyelashes here. Okay. And then we even see some glasses in this. We got some glasses inside of the scope. So I'm not really worried about anything that's going on outside of this at this point. Okay. So you see, once I understand that, right? Because this is what I see when I look into the scope, then I can back up. Okay. And drop, and now I can come down here and I can create my mouth shape right here. So I can, if you want, what I'll do here is I'll just sketch in a little house type shape, a soft house, right? Something like this. See how it's really soft in there? And then now I can see my perspective of my mouth. I don't want this to be a big shape, so I'm going to do something like this, right? Okay. So watch. You see, now I can see my mouth shape in there, right? Okay. And then we can go ahead and we can start doing this. So we already got our chin shape here. And we bring the face around. See how my perspective on point. Right? This is our forehead shape. Look, this is the top of her head. Okay, so what I might do here is I might add some more to this, because I'm drawing around the circle. Okay, and basically if they have less dead space in their face, then I'll use a bigger shape to surround my circle with. Okay, so you see here. Now if we want to put our neck shape in, all right, I'm just trying to get this in here for you. Put some more eyelashes here. Right, right. Okay. Now we can do this. Check this out. We can take a little. We'll do a little shape like this. I usually put like a little circle, something I learned right there. And then let me see. I'll do this. All right. Okay, and then we'll have our shape like we want. Our arms. Whatever. Okay. And maybe she has like a little ponytail here. Okay. So you see, I was able to create. Oh, I forgot to put the eyebrows. All right, so let's go back in here. My bad. Because remember, this is what we're looking at. So what did I miss there? I missed this. So eyebrow shape. And then you see her glasses here. Okay. So you really can't miss when you do it this way. As long as you don't think about it like, you got to think of what you're trying to remember, but think of it in a fun way. If you don't think about it in a fun way, it's not gonna stick like you want it to. You know what I'm saying? So that picture right there, when we back it up, that's a really decent little caricature of her, right? I didn't do too much exaggerating or whatever. And then if you want to put shadows or whatever have you in your picture, right? Let's go ahead and darken those glasses in a little bit. I feel like that'll help you to see relationship a little bit better. I'm just not trying to make a perfect drawing, just as long as it looks like her. All right. See? Hey, she's got little glasses, arms back here. Got a good picture there. All right, so we're gonna do this again a couple of times. I'll use you can use marker, or if you want to use a marker, if you want to use a pen instead, that's kind of up to you. Sometimes I like to roll with my pen. I've been using my pen a little bit more often, so we can do our shapes like with that. So again, just practice this. Take your shape, look at your shape, and at first don't try to make it look like nobody. Just first find out where you want your nose to be and represent your nose with a straight up triangle. That triangle can be changed to represent a nose shape later on in the drawing if you want to add the end to the nose, or if you want to add a bump to your nose. It doesn't matter, but what we need to know is how this nose is going to basically fit. So when I'm up here, if I want a guy, if I'm looking through the scope and the only thing I see is a guy with a great big old nose, I might do a square like this, right? Okay. And then I might put my eyebrows right here. Maybe he has some eyebrows right here and right here. And then maybe he got some eyes right here and right here. So now I can stylize my nose. I can come back in because I got everything that I need basically. And that's when I can start coming out here and making my lines to fit my face. This is really, and forward facing caricatures, oh man, this makes it so much easier to be able to do it that way. Okay. All right, let me see here. So, with that being said, let's pick another face here. Let's see what we can do. And what I'll do is I'll just try to make some smaller caricatures. I don't know, maybe if I can zoom this in a little bit more. All right, let me see. There we go. So I zoomed in a little bit more so you can see it a little bit better right there. All right. Who cares if it's in the camera, right? We'll just move it out of the way later. All right, let's find another face here we can work with. Let's see if we can draw a little cartoon of, let's try this guy. Oh, no, darn it. Okay, let me see if I can save that image. That's a cool picture. Save. And let's go here. Hey, how you doing today, Venitude Art? Thank you for coming out today. All right. So, let's do it again. All right, here we go. Watch this. So, now I got several ways you can do this, but this is just one that I found worked very good for me. Again, was over here. I'm just going to make them small. I don't have to make a big picture. I'm just going to make it maybe about yay big, so I can draw another picture right about here. Okay, so this is his circle. Okay, now I see that he's looking this way, right? So what I want to do is I want to get the basic way he's looking when I'm looking in the scope. Just draw a scope with it, kind of looking that way. Okay, and then what I want to do here, watch, I'm going to find my nose shape, or I can just find the edge of the nose. Sometimes if I know what the edge of it is, I'll go ahead and I'll put that in there, right? And then from here you can see I'm looking over here. Okay? So all I'm doing here is, right? This is what I'm seeing when I look in that scope. Okay? Now, if I want to, I got my eyebrow here. See that eyebrow there? And then I got another eyebrow coming over here. So you see I can see everything. Okay, now if I need to balance the nose or whatever, but this is my shot. I got the shot. I see his face. He's looking at so just picture somebody looking through a hole like this. And what do you see when you look through there? It's very possible sometimes you might just see the eyes in there because you want to add to that. But you got to give yourself an objective point to start from, no matter what type of drawing you're doing. Now, once I have that, watch, I can come here and teardrop my mouth off of that. See? So watch. Now I can see perspective of my mouth, right? I can see the perspective. Okay? So here I'm doing this. Here we're doing that, right? See it? And we got the bottom of the face right there. See? Now look at what we got. Look at this information here we got. So now we're going to go ahead and come out past the eyebrow. So we're going to go kind of outside of the shape. But we know we're not going to go too far out. We're going to go out here, come out here, right? And we can see the outside edge of the face, right? And then what else can we do here? We can go to this line. We can come down and create our jawline or shape right here, right? We can see a neck shape, an ear shape here. Here's very, very small, but it's not about the perfection. It's really about getting the likeness to. And say from here, I can wrap around my circle because I can see it's a lot of space between my circle and this. And then from there, you know, what are we doing now? We just come in with our shape. We can see. Look, if we add a little, you can even add a little circle over here and do like this. So now if I can see my side of my face, you know, and then I start building my caricature from there. See? Simple little concept. Okay. Then we give him a neck shape here. Okay, we can do like this. This goes right in here. Right. And we're coming back here and just kind of dropping into the hat. That's that first line. So I got to go down here. Then this line here. And this will be like the little band in the hat, right? Okay. So you can see the likeness. Now check it out. If you really want to simplify this, maybe it seemed a little, you could even, let's say you do your circle right, and you want to do something a little bit more whimsical. You want to do something just whimsical. So you'll do something like this, right? You know where your nose is, right? All you got to do, let's keep it simpler. Let's do this. Okay, watch. I'm just going to use one line shapes. Okay. Okay. Something a little bit easier flowing, not with a lot of line in it, right? So this might be along the lines of something that a caricaturist would do. You see this one right here doesn't have near as many lines, but nevertheless, it looks like it captured the essence of our guy, right? But it all starts with that how well you see what's going on inside of the scope. Okay? You have to see the scope of things, right? All right, let me see here. So let's go to, let's pick another face. Now, this is another one. This is an interesting face. Let's try that one. Okay, so now this face, this is how we'll do it. Check it out. We'll go ahead and we'll, I wonder if this even works. Oh, this is like a little purple marker. I've been having this in my box for so long. Oh, cool picture, right? Let me see here. So let's do her face. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it with a marker for you, okay? So watch this. Circle. This is what I want to see when I look in the crosshairs. I want to look right into her eyes. I want to see. Let's say this is the only thing I want to see, because I want to bring the nose outside of the shape, or I can bring all of this in. I can make it where I see this. Matter of fact, I'll do this because it's easier for you. Okay. Now, what I'm gonna do here? Watch. Boom. Okay. Boom. All right. Now, take my marker. Where's my nose at? Right about here. Okay. Where's my eyes at? They're gonna dominate the eyebrows and the eyes are gonna dominate. Okay. Watch. Okay. Watch. Okay. Okay. So once I see that, her eyelashes are so long they're coming out of the scope. They're not in scope. They're not in the scope. I don't have the shot. Her eyebrows are too long, right? Okay. So once we have that, right, we can stylize the nose. But now let's back up. What else do we have? So now we can look at this and we can say, well, now we can easily guesstimate where things are going to go to. We can, right? Right? We can start doing our little homework. I gave her a little neck there. Okay. And then I'll come up here. And I'm keeping it round in relation to this circle. Right? It makes it easier for me that way. Actually, I need to do that right there. Right? So pretty much, you can see you get a really good little cartoon when you do it that way. Right? And then here again, you just, you know what? There we go. And then like this. And whatever have you. Okay. So that could be one way, we can do it. And then you just come back and obviously you'll erase your crosshairs here. Okay. And then you just from there. But anyway, you get what I'm saying. Okay. All right, let me see. All right, so let's try that again with another face. Now the thing is, as I'm learning this, I'm also learning at the same time that what I can and can't, when I don't have to use it versus I can, the purpose is to be able to see it in my mind, that I don't have to use any type of marker or whatever to bring it in. But if I do, then it is what it is, right? So again, let's just go in here, and you can use. There's another way we can do it, which I don't know which way would be better for you, but I like this way right here. This is when you kind of use a cylinder almost for your head, right? And then what you do with you make it into almost like a 3D object, right? And then from the cylinder, you kind of see where you want to go. So you can say, okay, I want my nose to go about, let's say right here. If you want to make instead of using a cross here, you can do this. This is my nose, right? This is my mouth shape here. All right, something like that. And then we can see we can do like this here. So this way right here, you got like a more of a different approach, and then you can add to your cylinder shape. So it's basically whichever one you need. Okay. You look for the shape that's kind of close to your person's head, but cylinders are like almost, for some reason, you just, I don't know why you see it differently when you use a cylinder. Something about it makes it clearer in my head to me, to see an overall shape like this, right? Okay. And then here you can see we have, you know what? So we got this right here. This here. And from here, I'm kind of going into my next shape right from there. Right. And then you want to connect these here. This will go here, and then this one kind of just goes that way. So you just kind of look at them. That's how you can tell where your Adam's apple is. So right here, you can see I can see planes in the face, right? You see it? Right here. Right here. Right there. Flatness in the nose. Just take it easy. Just do it. Yeah, the more that you learn to let go and let it happen, I think the more you'll see major improvement that way. You know, and that all came from me practicing those concepts that I showed you. It wasn't that they had all of them didn't have anything to do with drawing the face, but sometimes I need to draw things that are not a face to be able to learn how to draw a face. So I'll start, for instance, when I'm seeing a triangle now, instead of me seeing a triangle like this, right? It was explained to me, let's say I want to make this nose bigger, but this is the relationship of my nose to the eyes, right? Well, I can draw a point down here, and I can go like this, and from the top of this thing here, I can jump all the way over here and jump all the way back over here. But can you see how I made that into a three-dimensional figure where it has sides to it now? It now looks like, you see the dimensions? So if you can't think like this, then your drawings are going to come out flat. No matter how much you try to draw it, it might look kind of like it, but it's always going to be a dimension to it missing. So a good practice is to get you some shapes daily or whenever you are drawing, and spend a few moments working on stuff like this, because this is where these are things you can use. In one picture, I might use this and say, you know, I want to use this square to teach me, to show me where I want to go with this picture. This might be just for this picture, though. It might not be something, and this might be the side of the picture, but it might not be something that I use for every single last picture, because people's heads are shaped differently. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. All right, let me see here. Let's try. Try this one. Okay. Again, we can look at, well, what is her head shape overall? I personally. Hold on. Gotta scoot up the back of my chair here. Hold on. There we go. Now I can sit back and don't have to crunch over, right? My brother-in-law bought me a gaming chair, so oh man, it's so comfortable, right? All right, let's go to the back of this paper here. Let's see what we got. Okay. Let's look at her real quick. So what kind of shape do we see here in general? Her overall head shape is very short. So I don't need something, I don't want a long shape. I want a shape that's almost bordering a square, where it's kind of 4 equilateral sides, you know what I mean? And then from here, what I like to do is I like to use a circle like this. I was showing this as well. And from that circle, then it shoots a beam kind of up to the face. And based off of what you're trying to do, you know, as far as your caricature is concerned, you can create different things. But let's go ahead and get to the face. We just put this down here real quick. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's do it the way they got it in here. Right, something like that. Well, she got some long. Oh, right. All right, now face is going that way. So what am I looking at? I'm saying, well, this is, I can look at my face and go here. So this is kind of where I want my nose, everything go right there. Then my nose shape might go about maybe about right there. So I just, throw it in there. Then I'll just do this, come out. Okay, just keep it simple. We don't need a whole bunch of, right? And now, what can we see here? What other information do we have as a result? We got the lip shape here. Okay, and you can see our really short chin there in relation to everything, right? Oh yeah, we got our eyes in here, so we can. Right. Okay. She's looking. Actually, I messed up there. I'll just do it like this. I think this would be easier. There we go. She has a lot of pupil here. I really want to turn it up a little bit more. And you'll do a lot of that when you're drawing live. You'll do a lot of changing around initial thoughts or observations that you had about a person. Like I personally think that I should have went with a smaller eye here, and then something more like this. Something about that gives her face a little bit more what I want for it. So, but that one was pretty cool. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. So that's a cool that I think that one came out cool. So whichever one kind of works for you is what you use for that particular drawing. So there are no absolute end all be alls, no matter what type of drawing that you're doing. It's really what's applicable to the moment, So I'm gonna switch up here. Let me see how would that have worked if I'd have did it this way. Let's see. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Just practicing in a smaller way. Just because it's big doesn't mean it's better. Okay. So we got our little glasses here. Okay. Again, this is good for your forward-facing caricature, right? That's all you gotta remember how to do. Just put that picture in there. All right. All right. Let me just add some. I don't know, maybe some little color to it. Mm-hmm. I hope that Zoom is okay for you guys. Hey, what's going on, Cherish? What's going on? How are you today? Shout out to you, Cherish, my top tier Patreon. I really appreciate you. I hope that your new year was awesome. You blew up plenty of fireworks. Plenty of fireworks, right? All right. Awesome. Let's see. Can you guys see that pretty good? I don't know if I need to come in some more like that, maybe. And then it can kind of be closer to the picture Let me see also, can I tighten up my hold on. Right here somewhere. Wait. Yeah, where it's not so bright where you can't really see what's going on with it. So I think that one's pretty cool right there. Let's see here. And turn on my sharpness just a little bit. I can sharpen up my lines, okay. Apply, okay. All right, cool. So this is the we're doing little itty bitty caricatures, right? Okay. Give her some yellow here. All right. Just something like that. Maybe we'll lose some of this blue here for the eyes. I think her eyes are more like and then this is like a lime green maybe. Like these. The glasses are like a lime. Okay. And then we got like a good little picture of her, right? Okay. And maybe we can darken that in a little bit, right? All right, let me just close that right there. All right. Oh, okay, you're gonna be doing a live stream. That's pretty awesome. I will be there. I will be there. Build it and they shall come. All right, let me see here. Let's go to oh man, what did I just do right there? I'm always hitting the wrong button. Let's see here. What about this one? Got that one and this. Let's just pick two real quick ones. What about I'm gonna enjoy them just because. That's our picture that we're gonna go with. All right, so again, check it out. This is what we're gonna be doing. Okay, we're gonna be showing you how to use these crosshairs here. So again, we're gonna be starting the face from here. We're just kind of figuring out what we a little crosshair, like we're looking through a scope of a rifle, whatever you want to imagine. And then in here, what I want, look, I don't need all of this stuff around the eye. What I do need is this. I need instant understanding of where my nose is. I know my nose is going to take up a little bit of space inside of my crosshair. And what I do want is I do want the main thing. I want how his eyes and expression look, right? In regards to this little scene here, okay? This is what I need. I need this. I need whatever is whatever is pertinent to the caricature. So you can see it's like you're almost looking right at the person. And then again, whatever you want to do outside of that, depending on, right, I can give him a look. I can do this. Watch. Look at this. Look at the now. Relatively from his nose to here is very short, but let's just say I wanted to do something ridiculous like this. I'll draw a teardrop around my nose shape, right? I can drop it. Watch this, and I can give him a little mustache here, right? I can even put his teeth down here and cause like an exaggeration to occur, right? So, but I gotta change everything else in the face. I'm gonna go like this, get a little bit of the cheekbone, but not a whole lot. And then I just drop it down into my shape. See that? And then I can come over here, put my ears in. Okay. My hair. Alright. Look at my hair is also in the scope. Let's look back at the scope again. See the scope? Look at this is what I'm looking at when I look in the camera. I'm looking at this right here. So if this is what I'm seeing, right? Kind of with his eyebrows in, right? That means I can bring some of that hair in the picture. Because that's what I see when I look through the scope, right? Okay. Hey, what's going on, R Extreme? How are you today? All right. You know, I'm gonna tell you, I'm actually coming more in, I feel like, and I was talking to my brother about this other day, I'm coming more into myself as far as what I want, how I want to conduct myself, and what I want to do as far as YouTube is concerned, you know? And my live streams and all that. And I feel like the most comfortable thing that I can do, I've tried things where, and earlier when I first started, where I tried to be like, I don't know, like every other YouTube channel, you know, they talk to you for 30 minutes before they show you what they want to tell you. And you're like, oh, let's get to the point. So I was like, and that's how I feel about it. I was like, yeah, maybe I just need to get to the point, and then that would be better. You know what I'm saying? For all parties involved, and just be yourself. Talk about stuff that organically, you know, like just think about it. Would you like somebody that when they're talking to you in real life, would you pull out a script and be like, hello, I'm glad to see you today. You're so awesome. You get what I mean? It just seems so, you know, and that's how some channels just come across to me. It's all stage scripted, and I didn't want that feel. I just wanted to be a regular, you know. And then look, let's do this. Let's give him a. We want to give him a. Now, this is something that I learned the other day. Let me go to my book over here. Let's see if I can find that. Let me see. I'll find it here in a minute. Oh, yeah. Here it is. So, let's put my paper up here, man. Stick it over here. So, like, you see this little, I did a short on this. You guys got to see the short on it. But you see this guy right here? Oh, okay, okay. Yes, yes, yes. So this guy right here, what I do with my neck shapes is I practice them with this eye shape in the middle. So I do like an eye shape, right? And then I just do a line going straight up, and then inside of that line, I put my head shape, right? But if I want to go smaller, I'll draw my eye shape, right? And then I can make this smaller, and I can go up, and I still can make, if I want a different ratio of head to body, meaning that I want to do something like this. So here, what I'm going to do is I'll draw a little eye shape around it, so now I can see where I'm at. And from here, you can automatically, you just kind of see where everything else goes. You see that you have your rib cage section here, right? And you got you see this is where that would be, and then over here you have like this little triangle-y shaped muscle, like you know what I'm saying? And then down here you can see your arm just kind of go straight down, right? And you should be able to see where you want to put your shirt or your jacket, or you know, the sleeves to your shirt right here, right? Sleeves over here. You know what I mean? And you'll be able to see it like that. See? So now he looks like that, right? Okay. So this is just number one. We're gonna talk about and do some exaggerations. Now, also, I'm gonna tell you a cool thing about this is that if you want to let's say you want your nose to be a part of the exaggeration. All right, so let's go here and make our thing, right? Got our crosshair. Where's our guy? What do we, so that you don't think about lining up lines and lining up things with lines. You just kind of basically get what that person looked like. Let me show you, let me give you a easier way to look at it. Watch this. All right. I just put up a video about this too. You guys will have to go back and it's one of my most recent videos about capturing the expression. So if I look up images here, okay, this is a great way to, a great way to practice. Okay. Let's see. Oh, this one looks like it has a whole bunch of them. This is a great way to practice at home. So let me show you. Okay. You see let's look at let's pick one out. Look at that guy. He looks pretty. He looks kind of sad, right? Yeah. So hey, thank you, RX Extreme. I appreciate you. All right. By the way, guys, thanks a lot. I appreciate tips, man. If you guys are, you know, no brother gotta pay the bills, right? So every now and then, if you feel like you're benefiting from the stream, you can tip through Cash App, or you can do so through your super chat. Just wanted to put that out there for you guys if you feel like, hey, you're learning something today. All right, so watch this. When I look through this scope, what do I see? I see a very sad person. Okay, I see him very sad. And let's say I want my nose to be a part of the exaggeration. So what I can do is I'll take my triangle again, all right, or my nose shape, and I'm gonna go outside of that situation. Okay, think about it. Sadness, right? The eyes are saying sad, but the nose just wants to go outside of the situation. So this would be a big nose shape, right? And then again, if you want to stylize the nose later, you can. That's not the whole point of it. But then from here, you know, what are we doing? We're able to see what kind of picture we want, so we can do the teardrop again, right? But this time we do a little teardrop, because I'm imagining it that it's going all the way up here. So now my mouth is like about right here. See? So from here now I can see things. If I want to give them a rounder face, I can do that, right? And then I can come over here and I can give some little ears. I'm just doing some exaggerations, right? And maybe we got some earrings, right? And then I don't know, maybe she has some hair coming down to her face like that, right? You see that? And then she has like one of those dudes that do like this. You ever seen one of these dudes? They kind of do like this. You ever seen one of those dudes? Look at that. See? So any one of these people here, you take you just changing relationships. I can take another one, right? And what if I did this? Sadness. Now pay attention. I'm using the same shapes as I did before. Okay? And I'm changing relationships. What if I gave her the same exact nose, but I changed the relationship of the eyes? Well, now it looks like a different person. I can put some eyelashes on there, right? Right? And then let's say I wanted to change this relationship here. Maybe I wanted to go like this, very small, very small. So now her mouth is like right here. Okay? They're twin sisters. But her face is a little bit more. It's not as. So maybe I want to change the outside of the face. To create something different, right? And then what about in here? What if her hair, she just had like a little bit of hair coming across her face like that? Okay, got our eyeball, our shoulders, right? Okay, and then what do we got going on over here? We got something like this, and then maybe her hair is not exactly like her sister's. Something like this, right? So that might be a completely different person, completely different look, right? Okay. Okay. Let me see here. All right, so let's go over here. And now what I can do to keep this, let's put this over here. This here. And then what I'll do, check this out. Come over here. Let's see if I can find a picture in here. Let me see here. Okay, I got a bunch of screenshots here, so I can. Let's say we want to use this guy right here. Right. So we'll make a little small cartoon out of him. Okay, here we go again. You ready? All right. So you can see he has a long nose, right? So what do I want to? I want to concentrate what I want to see in my crosshair again. Okay, where my nose? I want my nose to be outside. So I want my crosshair to literally be just really the eyeballs and a little bit of the nose. And I'm going to go ahead and figure out where my nose is going to be in relation to this, because this circle is the most, this and sniping and whatever that's the most important part, right? If you got your little your little rifle, right, and you sitting there and you got it like this, right, and you got the guys, you got this guy with his head right here and his eye going down through there, and he's looking through there, right? He's looking through there. He's got his hand on top of his rifle, and he's laying down here in the grass, right? Something like that, right? And he's just looking. He's looking to see who can he snipe, right? This is the most important thing that's happening over here, right? This is happening. So we want to look in there and we want to see the face, and we see his face, and we say, well, what do we want to do? So I might look in here and watch my nose shape. Only part of my nose shape that I want to see in here is this thick nose piece. Everything else I don't need to see. I want to see his eyebrows in there. I'm going to push the limits on those. Okay. And then I want to see his eye shapes. Okay, just keeping it simple. Okay. So once we have that, again, what do we want to do with the rest of the face? We can do our house shape or the teardrop. So we have a teardrop, or we have this shape here. Okay, for this mouth, I want to see that. So let's say I want to exaggerate that. Let's say I want to bring that all the way out like this. It's going up to the bridge of the nose. It's coming back down, right? So watch what have I done here? I've given myself some context for my mouth shape here, because I know where it needs to go now, and so I can see all of my mustache shape. Just kind of go around that, right? See? Okay, and then here, what do we see? All of the beard shape, right? We can go ahead and connect our face. So he doesn't have a very large face, so I can just go here and come down, come here and go down, right? Whatever I want. I'm just gonna keep this one simple. And then this is gonna just kind of come down and intersect with my house shape, which is going right here, because my house shape is going to tell me where everything needs to go at. Right? So all I did here was do this. Right? You see what I'm saying? So all I'm doing is doing that right there once I establish that shape, that teardrop or whatever this shape is doing. Okay? And then from here, your brain starts just putting things together. Just trust me, you will see it, and then it'll just start happening right before your eyes. Now from here, obviously we can see it's quite a bit of space between here and here, right? So since I kind of made this longer, I may shorten this up a little bit, right? All right. And just come over here and put the hair in there, right? Again, this is not a super whimsical cartoon, but it is, nevertheless, it's effective. It's a teaching, because anything sophisticated. Now, if I want to draw him using my emojis, right? Let's say I got the same guy. Check it out. But he asked for a theme. He wants to be, he wants laughter. All right, well, watch this. Take that. Look at the relationships. The nose is the most important one. Watch. Okay. Got my nose relationship. And now watch this. Now my eyebrow relationship. Okay. And the eyes. What are the eyes doing in the picture? Okay. And then what's his mouth doing? Remember, it's all about relationships. Okay. What's that mouth doing? Okay. Beard shape. See how it looks just like him? Because it's not about exact relationships. It's about using what's universal and common to everybody, but making the important parts. So for here, his nose, his eyebrow shape, I made sure I kept it generally heavy and bushy like it is in his picture, but I just changed the angle. The eye shape I didn't change at all. The thing I did was close the eyes and keep the same relationship that I had here, but I used it for this picture, so it makes it a little bit easier. Okay. All right. So let me see here. Let's go to our next one here. I guess we got enough room over here somewhere. Look at that face right there. See that face right there? What can we do with it? Relationships. Okay. See that nose shake right there? Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Okay. Okay. So again, find your cartoon inside of that crosshair. That one was funny. Okay, let me see here. What was this one? Okay. I guess I can turn this over. I'll use the side of this one. Alright, let me see here. What else one more can we do? We can make a little fun out of the face a little bit. We got a whole bunch of them here that are already done, so let me see here. This guy here, he looks kind of fun. See that guy right there? Kind of looks like Mr. Miyagi a little bit. And if the crosshairs confuse you, you don't have to. You can just look at it, but make sure that you're looking at it from. Let's look again. Let's look at. Oh wait, let's do this here so we can get that glare out. Hold on, what you got? Okay. All right. So if we can, I'm just gonna try to squeeze this in here so we can see it. Making me draw smaller, but I want to be sure you can see the face a little bit better. Okay. When you see here, so if you look at that and you say, well, all you have to do is basically remember, well, what do you want to see? Let's say if I want to see the eyebrows. See, my eyebrows are in there, and I want to see, let's say I want to see my nose. I want to see the eyebrows, I want to see the nose, and this relationship here is the most important one. Inside of this circle, the smallest thing is going to be the eye. So I want something that's going to be small. I don't even have to get it exactly right as long as I make sure the relationship is correct. Right? If I make sure the relationship is fine, meaning that big, small, so basically my first major issue, second major issue, and then third major issue, I rank them kind of like to see, well, what is it that I need, in my picture to get them right. So here you can see right. I'm about to get another pen here. Yeah. So here you can see a really good likeness to the picture, right? And then from here, again, we are doing this. Now, in the picture, it looks like his eyebrows are sitting on top of the glasses, which I can do that in this picture here. I could have actually went further to the top of my shape. Like if I want to push the envelope, watch this. Let's just push it. Because this is my first issue. So I want something that's going to be different about the picture. So I might go here, right? And then now it makes it easier for me to come here and do this. You know what I'm saying? Now, what is my shape here? Dun, dun, dun. Now, this shape from the side of the mouth, you can see that shape that the mouth makes. See? So that's the shape that I made. Now, you see what I'm saying? And all I'm doing is following that shape again all the way around. And it's giving me context again for my mouth shape. Right? And from here we can just draw everything else. We're not going to go into the whole caricature. The main point of it is teaching you how to look inside of the crystal ball. Jeez, my pen's around and ink like nobody's business today. Let me see. Okay. All right. Let me see here. I got another pen here. Ooh, I got a B. I got a B pencil. I got a B right here. Somebody gave me some art supplies the other day. My cousin came over for Christmas and gave me some art supplies. I got some paint. What else I get? I got some more paint. One day I had to do some paint up in here. I got a whole bunch of different brushes. I got all kinds of stuff in here, man. I was like, man, this is pretty cool. Cause I've been wanting to break out my airbrush again. I just hadn't done it. I don't know. I've been wanting to. All right. Yeah. All right. So see there. Now, as far as I just got through renovating or cleaning out or reorganizing my whole studio here. I know Cherish is asking about that, so I'm gonna go through and show you some of the things that I use. I'm pretty sure on let me see. Did I do a short about that one time? But anyway, I got some tips for you. If you're gonna jump out there, I'm definitely gonna help whatever way I can. Okay, so does that make sense to you guys? Is this clicking for you guys today? All right, so today just go home, or if you're already at home, stay home and do this. All right, look at the emoji faces. These are so blurry. Do they have any more that are not as blurry? Let me see. Ah, yeah, there they go. These are not as blurry. Okay. So we can take this same guy, right? Watch this. Look at the relationship. Remember, we said what we're going to do. So let's look at this guy here. That is the universal face of sadness. Right? You know what I'm saying? You see somebody like that, you already know they're sad. You ain't got to think about it, right? So this is what we'll do. Watch. So let's go here, right? And we're going to take the general shape of his eyebrows. The bigness of his eyebrows. Watch. Because we're going to keep him in order. 1. Right? Just a big shape, right? And then we can go 2. Okay? And we can go 3. Watch this. Let's take the same exact shapes. Make them small though. Okay, relationship. Okay, give them some wrinkle over eye. Okay. The only thing I did was the same thing that was in the picture, right? Now, all I have to do is put the glasses where they belong. come down here, watch this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, this is my shape basically. All right, no problem. It's my mouth right there. I can do it just like this one. And then watch this. All I'm doing. Is doing like this. I might accent the chin a little bit more with a little line, but if you look at it, looks like the same guy. I use emoji shapes to make him though. Right? This is not a trick. This actually works. Hey, what's going on? Oh, Eric Cherish, you was setting up the airbrush? Okay. And thank you, Mikhail. How are you today? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream, guys. Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you. All right, so you see there? We got a real good little cartoon of him. Suggestion. You can't be afraid. You got to let go sometimes. Let me see here. All right, let's go to another face. My other face. My other face. Okay, let me see here. Hey, look, Jason Strat. What's his name? Is Stratham. The what's the name of the movie? The Transporter. That's the guy. All right, so let's move this out of the way. We don't need this. We'll come back to that. Let's see if we can make a small little cartoon of him right here. What was this? I think, what would my exaggerate? I could make him with a bigger nose. Like what I want to do with him, I'll make this shape like this, right? And then what I'll do is this. Because it's all about, all right, how can I put it? Look, check this out. Don't forget, guys, tips are awesome. If you guys are learning from the stream today, this is how I make my living from teaching art streams. So thank you very much in advance, guys, for your super chat tips or your Cash App tips, guys. Thank you so much. Oh, and don't forget to like and share, okay? All right, so look at this. Check it out. See that face right there? What I'm, in essence, trying to get you to understand is that it's all about what you see when you look through the scope. Okay, do I see... Oh, oops. Do I see... Oh, that's not a good color. Let's go with red. Do I see this? Right? Is that what I'm seeing? Or am I seeing this? Right? Or am I seeing this? Right? What are you going to build your caricature around? You have to... This is a focus point. This is the scope of what you need to be. And then you build the caricature around that. So if this is my picture, now all I'm doing is saying, okay, what do I want to see in here? I want to see this, the relationship of this to this, and the relationship of this, I want to see to this as well. Okay, so I got that all in there. Now from here, I can, if I wanted to start this way, I can put my glasses, I can put my eyebrows, I can put my little eyes, and then you can put your nose shape. It's all about what you're seeing first. You know what I mean? So I don't generally start. I usually start with the middle because the middle is always a good place to start with the face. That's why you'll see most of the time when I do use this, I'll go like in here, right? Or I'll go simply, or I can simply go right here. If my nose is going to be outside of my focal point, that means that my nose will not be the exaggeration or of the picture. Okay, or it won't be the thing that I build my caricature around. Not to say it won't be exaggerated, but it won't be what I'll build my cartoon around. So if this is what it is, I'm trying to see here. My lighting is kind of low here for some reason. Anyway, let me see if I can turn up my brightness here. Something's going on. There we go. All right, there we go. So either this is my exaggeration here, or again, my exaggeration might encompass the nose. Maybe I want my nose to be in here, right? And it's all easier. Remember, see, big, big, little, little, medium size nostrils, and glasses is all I see when I look in here. This guy is in my crosshair, and everything else, again, is built around the picture. Okay. So sometimes I'll use my pad to do. Let me see. I might be able to. I don't know how well it'll show up. Oh, these are just some ones that I was. What was I doing with this? I don't know. Oh, this was my Let me see. So we can use this right quick. This way, paper. Okay. All right. Let's All right. So here we go again. Jason Shot. Okay. Look. Okay. Let's see here. That's layer number 1. Okay. So layer number 1. And then underneath that layer, or on this layer, we'll just go ahead and do this. So this will be what my exaggeration here is going to be. I want to make his nose a little bit longer, so I can do it either way I want. I can make this mostly forehead, which I think I might do. What if I just do this? This is his brow line, and then this is the rest of the face. So watch this. Skinny, skinny, right? All right, my nose, where is it at? Going outside. Small, small. See? And even you can even see there's actually more. Actually, I could have pushed the envelope on that. So let's do this. Let's back up. All right, watch this. Let's go further down. This is what I want to see when I look into the scope. Headshot, right? So watch. Okay, now brows, brows, eyes, eyes. Okay. You see what I mean? And then from here, again, you draw your shape. His is going to be something like this, right? Something like that. And then you can do like this, right? Right? And then you come over here. And then you just bring your head shape like you want. Oh, I messed up that head. I should have went like this. And you see here, he's got like some hair going like that. Not much. Okay. And whether I could have did it a different way, probably so. I don't know. I'm just trying to show you to let go a little bit, right? Let go a little bit and just have fun with it. You know what I mean? And you'll get this. I actually like the way that one came out right there. Okay. Let's get a little bit more meaner in those eyes. Right. And you see how easy it is to capture it when you do that way. Transporter, right? Okay, so let me see. Let me make sure how much time we got left here, guys. I'm not gonna keep you here too long. Let me see. I don't even know what time I started. Well, anyway, we're gonna go for just a few more minutes, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get my word of the day done. Okay. So again, for the end of our stream, we'll go back and I'll just revisit some concepts that we talked about today. All right, we talked about the crosshair, right? So remember, let's go. Well, we'll close here. Sorry about that. All right. So we talked about crosshairs. Oops, I said gross hairs. Gross hairs. Cross hairs. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Awesome, Marxist Stream. Great. I'm ready to get into that part. So remember, this is your crosshairs. Okay. And these are what you're aiming at. And whatever's in that crosshair is going to be the focus of your drawing initially. Okay? With the face, it always helps to build from this crosshair outwards. So what does that mean? That means figuring out, first of all, whether what's in this crosshair that you want to use. Okay? So I'm just going to I'll go here. I got plenty of pictures already saved. So if this is what's in our crosshair, we want to look at it and say, okay, if this is what I want to see when I look in my crosshair, this is what I'm gonna draw inside of this idea right here. So it doesn't, as long as I kind of get it right, watch. Okay, it gives your brain a much smaller piece of information to have to deal with. Okay. 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 And once you have this on the paper, right? This is my crosshair line. Some little dimple. She got whatever. Okay. Then you move back, and you can see everything in its entirety. It's going to make it a lot easier for you to grasp your face shape. Okay, so now we can see that she has quite a bit of space. Look at all her features are bunched in the middle of her face. Well, that square, this circle now becomes advantageous to me in a number of ways. Number one, I know Once I put my mouth shape, let's go ahead and do that first. Okay, and then I'll put my chin shape. Okay, but I know that my face is going to be way out here because I just told you that everything is bunched in the middle of her face. Well, by having that circle there, I don't have to guess, right? If I put, because watch how it comes out wrong if I do like this. Now it doesn't look like her. You get what I'm saying? I just killed the whole momentum. So you see how important the head shape is to your cartoon. So you want to go back here. Okay. And then we'll put our lips here, right? And then we want to be out here. Because that is what makes her cartoon look like her. Look at her forehead. Look at that. Look at how she has that forehead shape. She has a lot of forehead up here, right? So this is telling me I need to go like up here somewhere to complete that forehead. And then I need to go like, I need to curve around here. And then all I have to do is really just kind of meet my hair out here somewhere and draw some locks. All right, I'm just doing something real quick. Okay, and boom, got a good cartoon. Right? Okay. So, again, look at that. Find your shape. Where's my nose? What are my eyes doing? Is he happy? Is he sad? Is he indifferent? Is he looking over here? Is he looking over there? Right? Is his nose rounder like this? And are they closer together inside of the circle? I don't know. It's up to you. This guy right here, he's a really big guy because depending on how I draw his face. So if I do this, well, he's a thin guy, right? But if I do this and put all of it on the island, then he's a bigger face. You can even make that circle smaller. So watch this. Okay, watch. Okay, now watch this. So you see now how I've changed the relationship because of my focus, right? Okay, so anyway, guys, I'm going to pause right there. That's going to be the final part of our drawing section of the stream. I want to thank y'all for coming out to the stream. If you did tip, that is awesome. I really appreciate it. If you haven't, don't forget, visit our Cash App. There you go. It is $, browser world. And while you guys are doing that, if you are deciding to do that, I'm going to get my stuff ready for the word of the day. So give me just a moment, and I will be right back. Give me a sec, guys. Dum, All right, guys, I am back, and welcome to the last portion of our live art stream. And this is where I'm going to share the word of the day with you. Okay, so we're going to today be talking about your choices. And today, during our art or during our drawing section of the stream, I was showing you how to draw the face. And what happens is that sometimes where we mess up is that we don't focus on our choices. What are we going to build our caricature upon? We just take off haphazardly drawing something. We just take off with a feature, and then we start drawing something, but we don't see anything. You know what I mean? We don't have a ultimate vision for our pictures, so they wind up either growing so big that they're outside of the page, or the exaggeration becomes so extreme that the person that got their picture drawn is so in shock about what happened that, I guess that's me. I mean, it looks kind of, I could see myself a little bit in there. But there's another way to draw caricature, and that is by being careful about what our choices are. So if you paid attention through the stream, I told you to look at your person through the crosshairs. And the crosshairs aim at exactly what the foundation of your picture is going to be. Because, and it also helps for it to be somewhere in the middle. Okay, especially when you're drawing the face or whatever feature you're drawing. It doesn't really matter whether you're drawing a cat or a dog or whatever. All of it still is the same, right? You're drawing a cat, you're drawing a dog, you're drawing a bear, whatever you're drawing, it all comes down to, can you focus, can you get what you need to get down on the paper first? And let me make sure that you can hear me. Can you get down what you need on the paper first and then build upon that? Okay, this is what your choice is. Okay, so with that being said, that's what we're going to focus on today. We're going to focus on, well, what is it that you're choosing to focus on? And what is it that you think about all day? Like, what is it that's your main priority in life or your goals? Because if these things are built on, in the Bible, it talks about building things on sand, right? If you know anything about sand, sand moves around when you put anything on it. You can't really build something stable on sand, right? But then it talks about building on the rock, and the rock is something that's immovable and something that's going to give you a sense of where you're at. You're going to be, you know that if I get lost, I can look to the rock, right? And the rock will tell me where to go. If I'm drawing a caricature, I'm telling you to put your rock down. Wow, that's crazy, because this is actually shaped like a rock. A rock, it could be a round little rock. I'm looking at my rock, and I'm finding out what it is I need to draw from the rock so that everything outside of the rock I can handle. I can easily draw everything. My mind will automatically put things together if I make a choice to focus where I'm supposed to be focused at. Okay? So with the Rouser World, what me and my wife do here, we don't want you to just learn to draw, but we want you to learn to think, because if you learn to think, right, then anything that you do, you will think like this when you're doing it. You will be at work and your boss might say, well, I need you to complete this task. And then you'll start saying stuff like, where do I want to focus my energy at first? What's the major thing that I need, right? If he says, I want you to go get me some coffee, right? You start thinking, okay, Well, where do I need to focus my energy on? The break room. That's where the coffee is. All right. Once you get to the break room, whatever he tells you to add to the coffee, that's going to be on the side of the coffee machine. But you got to go in the break room first, and you got to locate the coffee machine. And then from there, everything else will be self-explanatory where everything else is at. Okay? All right, so if you will, we're going to go to the book of Luke. And we're going to go to Luke chapter 10, and we're going to go to verses 41 through 42. But I'm going to actually read this a little bit before and after that because we want to keep everything in context for you. Okay? So it says here, Jesus visits Martha and Mary. So Martha and Mary get a visit from Jesus in this story. And it says, as Jesus and the disciples continued on their way to Jerusalem, they came to a certain village where a woman named Martha welcomed him into her home. It says her sister Mary sat at the Lord's feet listening to what he was teaching. So she was making a choice to listen to him. But Martha, the sister, was distracted by the big dinner that she was preparing. So while Martha was sitting there listening to Jesus and saying, wow, that's interesting. I want to know more about you. The sister was saying, we got to put a show on. We got to have a feast. We got to have all the turkeys done. We got to have the carpet clean. We need to get the ceilings clean. We need the floor clean. We need to make sure everything's perfect, right? She's just running around the house doing all kinds of stuff. And then it says, Martha came to Jesus and said, she says, Lord, doesn't it seem unfair to you, because you're Jesus, right? Doesn't it seem unfair to you that my sister just sits here while I do all the work? She said, tell her to come and help me. I'm sitting up here, I'm trying to get this whole place immaculate just for you, right? Because you are the star of the show. Tell her that helping us get this place ready is more important than her just sitting here talking to you. And then it says in verse 41, but the Lord said to her, my dear Martha, you are worried and upset over these details. There is only one thing worth being concerned about. Mary has discovered it and it will not be taken away from her. Okay? So Jesus is telling her here that even though you're telling me I'm the guest of honor, and that's all well and good, and that you're getting the house prepared and you're doing all this stuff for me, that's all well and good. He's saying that's a noble thing, but your focus is in the wrong spot. Those things can do nothing to build you up as a person, to build your life up, to live on purpose, to find purpose. It has nothing to do with anything. Prime example, the world, that sometimes we're so busy with gathering resources, right, that we forget about our children. Parents, you're a parent. I work hard, I work 80 hours a week. I'm out of town. I'm going over here. I'm doing this. You know what I mean? I'm your man. I'm your man. I'm bringing home the bacon. That should be enough. And you're saying, but as the lady, you're saying, there's my wife, because I've experienced this situation myself, so that's why I'm able to talk about it with confidence. Okay? I would take less money right? And more of your time emotionally. I would rather you find something closer where you could be with the. I don't want you to be at work all day long because we're supposed to be doing life together. Now, there's a time and a place to do work, but your main focus is not that. That's not what you're supposed to be drawing when you draw this picture first. We start in the middle, right? And what's the middle? In the Bible, it's very clear what the middle is. The Word of God. Okay? Because in life, we're going to go left, we're going to go right. But let me tell you about any game you ever played, baseball, basketball, football, tennis, hockey. If you're writing something, I don't care what you're doing, the middle is where you want to be, because if you need to go left, you can go left. If you need to go right, you can go right. And it don't take you as much time to get there because you halfway wherever you got to go. So you got to talk, you got to think about focus. Okay, that's what I'm telling you with the face. You focus on what's in that crosshair and you shoot at that. And then that will build you all the way around. Everything outside of this is going to be on point. Your jawline, if you're drawing a face, your mouth shape, your hair shape, you cannot miss with what I'm telling you today. But I don't want you again to think like this only when you draw. I don't want you to think only when you draw. I want you to think like period, like always think this. You're in a conversation with somebody. What should I be focused on? Well, what the person is saying. That might be a good start, right? If you get into an altercation with somebody and you got a family at home, right? You in road rage. God cuts you off. You got a gun in the car. You can pull your gun and you can go and you can make history of this person. You can do that if you want to. But I'm asking you to focus. Look at the circle. What's more important? Your family back home or the fact that you want to be seen as a man that's going to be in prison for the rest of his life because he didn't think before he did something, or if it's or whatever. Okay. So let's read this devotional, then we'll talk about it a little bit. I just want to give you a little context on that. It says in the devotional, you are so very busy. But God, let me use the words it says here. You are so very busy, but I want you to stop for a minute, put down the game, hang up the phone, turn off the computer, and spend some time with me. What that spoke to me when I read it, and I've read this one several times because it was just speaking to me so loud, is when I wake up in the morning, I don't know about you, but as soon as my feet hit the ground, I'm thinking about tomorrow. Sometimes, not all the time, but it's human nature. It's nothing that's specific to me or specific to you. It's just that what happens to us as humans, we tend, if we're not careful, we'll try to live in the future too much. And when we live in the future too much, the present is no longer a focus for us. Remember, you got your past, present, future. Isn't it funny that we talked about this? That the present, notice, is in the middle. And this is where the Lord is meeting you at right now. This is where your children are right now. This is where your wife is. This is where your job is. Isn't it funny that everything that's happening into your life is right here? It's not here and it's not here, right? It's not there. It's right now. So that's why you have to define what's in the crosshairs of your life, and you need to be in the middle. This way, if you need to go this way or that way, you can get there quickly. In other words, something happened. My child had was allergic to peanuts. I let them eat peanuts in the right now, in the present, right now, right? I'm about to let him eat peanuts. But then you say, wait a minute, whoop, real quick, go to the past. He had an allergy to peanuts. Whoop, back to the future, back to the present. I'm not going to give you those peanuts. That's what the past is for, only for that. It's not for you to stay there. I had a bad relationship. Now you are in a relationship, right? But why in the world would you go back in the past to visit another relationship when you're in a relationship right now? For one reason, to learn what not to do in the relationship you're in. Not to compare, not to turn the person that you're into or be scared of the person from this relationship, but to look for the warning signs to say that this person may possibly be on the same path of the last person that I chose. So if you like bad boys, right? You picked a bad boy in the past. Bad boy did this to you. Why in the world would you go pick a new one? So you went in the past to learn something, and then you came back to the present. Or check this out. What the future is for is, check it out. Let's go forward, okay? And let's look at because it says in the Bible, if you take away, the only thing that lasts forever, it says hope, love, and hope. These things last forever. They're timeless, right? The future is the source of hope, right? The future is the reason to do good in the present. Not to live there, but it's a motivation to do good now. But now is all that matters. This crosshair is all that matters. Because remember, when you get this right, everything outside of it gets right. You get this wrong, everything outside of it's going to fall apart. If you're not right within, right, the heart of the man, everything around you is going to be off. So the future is a source of a hope. You know what? I'm looking to be in a relationship. That might be where you're at. And then you see yourself in the relationship here. Then you come back here. And you remember in the future how wonderful it's going to feel for you to find that person. And then you don't give up in the present. Hopefully that makes sense. So it says, put down the game again, hang up the phone, turn off the computer, and spend some time with me, because what the Lord wants us to do is he wants to spend time with us now in the present, because that's where he is. Remember, he says, I will never leave or forsake you. How the heck can that be if he's not there with you? Everything you do, you're being watched. That's what changed my life. Not just the power of God and the awesomeness of God and things that he delivered me from, but the very fact to know that I don't get away with anything. The moment that I do something, it sets off a chain reaction of events in the universe, and I am immediately reaping consequences, and so is everybody around me based off of what I did. That's why I have to be careful about what I do in the present, because my present, right, will affect my future. Which is interesting. We go there for the hope, right? So these things all affect one another. Your past can affect your present. Your future can affect your present. Depending on how long you stay there and what reason you went there for. If you went there to find something that is broken and you want to live on that broken thing, then that's what you're going to bring that back into your present life. And then you're going to ruin your present, which is tied to the future. So you're going to ruin the future. All of this stuff is ruined. But it's because you didn't start your day. Every day, I got to wake up. And I can't come in the office and say, as soon as I hit the floor, I got to get some money. I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to do that. What I got to do is sit here and break out my Bible. That's why it's right here next to my desk. And all my books and my study materials. And I come in and I sit down with Lord. And I write. And I find out what's going on in my life, and then I'll read something, and this is what that means to me, God. And I spend time in prayer, spend time in meditation. That's a new thing Even more, I'm turning it up more for 2024 because I want more of God, because I've seen where He's brought me from to where I'm at. I am no longer the person I used to be. I am who I am now in the present. I remember my past. I remember, the things that I did that were completely ridiculous. I remember those things. I was there. I got the picture. I got the t-shirt. I got a lot of t-shirts. But I'm no longer that person. And I know that when I started understanding that God was always, He was with me, He had never left me, and all the things that He was, then I'm like, okay, I'm going to give more time to God. I started applying that stuff to my life. Okay. And then I started I forgave. I'm going to tell you what I had to do one time. Just a quick story before I go further with this, is I had to go back in the past, right? Because me and my mom, right? I had a big heart issue with my mom because of things that we went through when I was a kid. Okay. So I was mad in the present because my mom in the past. But my mom wasn't even the same person from the past no more. But I can't, not because I lived in the past so much, I couldn't see anything. I couldn't see that she was a woman before she was my mother, right? First of all, she had a past before that maybe have affected her decisions. Everything I was taking personal. But when I went back to the past with God's vision, God said, look, your mom was a woman first before she was your mom. Secondly, you don't belong to your mom. You belong to me. I just used her to get you here, and your dad. So it doesn't matter what if they do a good job or bad. It's not your job to judge them. I said to honor your mother and father, for your days on this earth will be long. So you need to start honoring your mother and father and stop talking about them. Okay, that's what the Word of God said. Okay, I'm gonna do that. Then I forgave them. Then God said, now the next thing you need to do is forgive them for everything they ever did. Let it go. Because what that does is allows me to use the past for what it's exactly designed for. So then I forgave him. And then when I forgave him, guess what happened? My present changed. And guess what else is changing? I know, because I got hope, that my future is changing, so I got a reason to wake up every day. So that's what we got to do in the morning. We got to get the crosshairs in the morning on God. We got to put that in here. This is where God is, and His eyes are on you. All right, what are you doing? You know what I mean? What are you doing? See, this is where we need to be in the morning. Then it says, even now, as we're talking, it says your thoughts are racing ahead to today's plans and problems. But put those thoughts and worries aside. Okay? So when we wake up, we have a tendency to time jump. And when we time jump, right, the thing about the time is because nobody knows the future, you jumping up there for using the future for the wrong purpose. You trying to decide what's going to happen next. That's not what the future is for. Right? The future is simply a motivation for you to do what you need to do right now. That's what it's for. Nothing else. Because you don't get to decide anything the day you die. You don't get to decide. You don't get to decide who you're going to marry, who you're going to meet, who you're going to run into in the grocery store. None of this you get to decide. You don't get to decide whether you wake up in the morning. You don't get to decide any of that. That's all future stuff. That's out of your pay grade. But what you can do is lean on the Word of God. God says, I was with you here. I was with you here. And I'm going to be with you here because I will never leave you. But if you want to see my works, be with me right now. You want to see me do it while you got breath in your body? Right now. Put those thoughts and worries aside. Just think about me and how much He loves us. Or I love you, it says here, because He's talking in first person. It says, I know exactly what is going on in your life today. So God knows what's going on in our present. When we sit down and pray, when I pray now, I don't pray the same way because I already know that God knows. He says, I know exactly what is going to happen to your life today, but don't worry. I will give you everything you need to face your day. What is God saying? Don't worry about the future. I will give you everything you need in the future. That is the substance of hope. That is what hope is. Knowing, based on the word of God, that your future is secure, so that your present can be brighter. You can wake up and smell the coffee. You can finally start to live life and be free of these things that we worry about every day that can't do anything to change us. Wasting our life away. In the end here it says, please don't skimp on our time together. And I don't mean this with just God. I mean this like in the present. A lot of us get together with our families for the holidays and we all sitting in a circle on our phone, skimping on the time together. What's that important? You can't tell me you know, because nobody knows the future. But what's so important when you know that God is with you right now? That your children, everything you need, you got right now. We'll worry about situations when you're actually in them is all I'm saying. And then know that when you get in that situation, that all you got to do is look to the Father. He'll show you how to get out of that situation. Show you what to think and how to do it. So don't skip out on our time together. The computer and the telephone and the homework will still be there when our time is through. So it's all about really training your mind to not be overcome by the things of the world, keeping your what's first in your life. That's all it's saying. They will still be there when you finish. So whenever I finish, everything could be going on. I got to do this. I got deadlines I got to meet. But you know, I said that I'm going to read Luke chapter 9 this morning. And I want to see what the Lord has for me. Because that's going to stabilize my day. I'm not going to. And when I'm finished with this, that's when I'll entertain phone calls. That's when I'll take that commission. That's when I'll do that. Because you can't develop that when you're going through something. You got to develop that train of thought now. Choose me first, and the blessings I will give you will not be taken away, like he said in the story. If you choose God first, if you put him in the center, the blessing will be given to you and not taken away. You will be given sight beyond sight when you put God in the crosshair. When you start a picture where I told you, when I'm telling you to start in the middle and put your basic expression down and just be careful of relationships. But that's really not even the thing. Just whatever that person is feeling when you're looking at them in them crosshairs. What are they feeling? Are they sad? Are they dejected? Are they whatever? Okay. And once you have this, once you have what they feel like, then everything else is going to fall together for you. Just trust me. Practice this a lot, not just with your drawing, but practice it with your life. Put God first. Spend time with him when you wake up. Don't listen to what nobody else say. This ain't got nothing to do with nobody else's relationship with God but yours. Because everybody's going to have an opinion about why you're doing this. The person that's depressed and drugged out, and it's usually those wild partying, depressed people that always tell you this kind of stuff that keeps you away from God, because they don't know what I'm telling you. So I'm dropping a nugget in your pocket that you can use, and I'm telling you this is going to help you, not just as an artist, but everything you try to do. If you do this first, and you got to do it, get consistent with it. So start today is the 3rd. Every day when you wake up in the morning, go to a quiet place. You don't have to read the whole Bible backwards to forwards. Read a piece of it. Do a devotional, right? And look at the scripture and look at the thing and read it that way. This book is not meant to be read like a story. It's a book to take you back in the past so that you can learn what not to do in the present, because the present affects the future. That's what this book is. Look back in the book. It tells you, look, listen. I'm going to just read this and we're going to get away from this. I'm just going to read anything randomly. Okay. It says, don't befriend angry people or associate with hot-tempered people, or you will learn to be like them and endanger your soul. Okay? It's telling you based off of history, you don't do this. And every story in here where you've seen situations like that, where somebody acted out or befriended a person that was angry, decided to be cool with him because it's like, you're angry with everybody else, but not me, right? You eventually will learn to be like them if you keep hanging out with them. So that information is from the past. I can apply this right now to somebody that's angry. When I see them angry, I don't think we need to be hanging out right now, because I know that if I do it, it's going to affect this. You get it? Okay. So that is our word for today, guys. Choose to spend time with God before you, put him in that crosshair, put him in that, make it a choice of your own. Choose for yourself this day, where are you going to put the rock at in your life? Is your rock your car? Is your rock your house? Is your rock how many girlfriends you have? Are those your rocks? Because boy, your house is real flimsy. All somebody got to do is throw a pebble in there, right? And you gonna fall all to pieces. And it's the human mind. They said the human heart is desperately wicked. And no telling how dark our hearts can get. Our human heart is bad. It's got some bad stuff. It can come up with some bad stuff. Look at the news. It can do anything from extortion all the way down to atomic bombs. All that stuff came from the heart of a man. And the heart of a man that didn't follow what God was telling them to do. And they hurt a lot of people. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream on that note, guys. I want to thank you again for coming out to the stream. It was certainly a pleasure to have you. I'll be streaming again on Saturday. By the way, guys, my Saturday stream this Saturday is going to be, I'm going to be streaming probably around 8:30 in the morning, 8:30, 9:30, 9:30 to 10:30. So I'm going to stream from like 8:30 to 10:30 this Saturday. And I may be changing my stream time to this time because I'm going to be, our praise and worship practice at church is going to be changing to Saturdays at 11. So I have to be there to practice, and it's a better day for me to do it. So I'm going to keep my focus where it needs to be, right? Because how can I help you if I can't help myself, right? All right. So Father God, just thank you for your word today about spending time with you first, and to, just put that decision to spend time with you first and make you the rock for the course of our day. And knowing that once you are the rock for the course of our day, you're going to not only affect that present, but affect the future. Thank you, God, for letting us know what the reason for the past is, Father, and that we shouldn't live in the past, nor should we live in the future, but we should make a practice to live with you actively now in the present and to use those particular things for what they are or what you designed them for. In the name of Jesus that I pray, amen. So, guys, I want to again thank you so much for coming out to the stream today. It was super awesome of you. Again, guys, if you did tip, that was super awesome of you. Our family appreciates it. And other than that, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. You guys have a blessed and awesome evening, and I will be seeing you guys next time. You guys be cool.